the silent plea. The vast expanse of space stretched endlessly before the Zephyrian research vessel, Starweaver. Captain Lyra Voxis stood at the helm, her luminescent tendrils pulsing with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The ship had ventured farther than any Zephyrian expedition before, pushing the boundaries of known space in search of new scientific discoveries. Status report, Lyra commanded, her multifaceted eyes scanning the bridge crew. First Officer Zan moved closer, his exoskeleton clicking softly against the metallic floor. Captain, we've successfully mapped the gravitational anomalies in this sector. The data we've collected could revolutionize our understanding of cosmic physics. Lyra's tendrils glowed with pride. Excellent work, Zan. Prepared to transmit our findings back to. A violent tremor rocked the Starweaver, cutting off Lyra's words. Warning lights flashed across control panels as the ship lurched to one side. Report, Lyra shouted, steadying herself against her command chair. We've struck some kind of spatial rift. The navigator, a gelatinous being named Blob, burbled anxiously. It wasn't detected by our sensors. Another shockwave hit the ship, more violent than the first. The lights flickered, and for a moment, darkness engulfed the bridge. When emergency power kicked in, Lyra saw the fear etched on her crew's faces. Damage assessment, she ordered, fighting to keep her voice calm. Zan moved from station to station, his compound eyes taking in the information rapidly. Critical systems failing across the board, Captain. The quantum drive is offline, life support is damaged, and our long-range communications array has been destroyed. Lyra felt a cold dread settle in her core. They were stranded in uncharted space, with no way to call for help or return home. The Starweaver, once a beacon of Zephyrian scientific achievement, was now adrift and vulnerable. Options? Lyra asked, looking at her crew. The ship's engineer, a crystalline entity named Prism, spoke up, her voice resonating like chimes in the wind. Captain, I may be able to reroute power to boost our short-range communications. It won't be enough to reach Zephyria, but it might allow us to send out a distress signal. Lyra nodded. Do it. Use every frequency we have. Someone out there might hear us. As Prism worked, Lyra turned to her science officer, Dr. Quark, a being of pure energy contained within a specialized suit. Doctor, any theories on what we hit? Dr. Quark's form pulsed thoughtfully. Preliminary data suggests we encountered a tear in the fabric of space-time. It's unlike anything in our records. We may have made a groundbreaking discovery, Captain, if we survive to report it. Hours passed as the crew of the Starweaver worked tirelessly to stabilize their situation. Lyra moved from station to station, offering encouragement and lending a hand where needed. She knew that as captain, her demeanor would set the tone for the entire crew. Finally, Prism approached Lyra, her crystalline structure dimmed with exhaustion. Captain, we've managed to boost our short-range signal. We're broadcasting on all known frequencies, including some ancient ones that haven't been used in millennia. Lyra placed a tendril on Prism's shoulder in gratitude. Well done. Now we wait and hope. Days turned into weeks as the Starweaver drifted through the cosmic void. The crew rationed their supplies and took turns manning the communications array, listening for any response to their distress call. Morale began to waver as the reality of their situation set in. Lyra spent her off hours in her quarters, recording log entries and looking at holographs of her family back on Zephyria. She had promised her life mate and their offspring that she would return with wonders beyond imagination. Now, she feared she might never see them again. One cycle, as Lyra was about to retire to her quarters, Blob's excited voice came over the ship's intercom. Captain to the bridge. We're receiving a response to our distress call. Lyra rushed to the bridge, her tendrils quivering with anticipation. The crew gathered around the communications console, all eyes and sensory organs fixed on the flickering display. It's an audio transmission, Blob explained. The language is unknown. Play it, Lyra ordered. A voice filled the bridge. unlike any they had ever heard. It was melodious yet strong, conveying a sense of confidence and warmth that transcended the language barrier. "This is Captain Elena Chen of the Earth vessel Horizonte. We've received your distress signal and are en route to your location. Hold tight, help is on the way." A stunned silence fell over the bridge. Zan was the first to speak. "Earth, I've never heard of such a world. And how did they decode our transmissions so quickly?" Laura's mind raced with possibilities. An unknown species with the capability to understand their distress call and the willingness to help. It defied everything they knew about the cosmos. "It seems, my friends," Lyra said, her voice filled with wonder, "that we are about to make first contact. Prepare the ship for their arrival. Let's hope these humans are as benevolent as they sound." As the crew scrambled to make preparations, Lyra stared out at the star-filled void. Soon, those stars would be joined by an approaching ship from a world called Earth. Whatever happened next would change the course of Zephyrian history forever. Little did Lyra know that this encounter would not only save her crew, but would also set in motion a chain of events that would reshape the very fabric of galactic society. The age of isolation was ending, and a new era of interstellar cooperation and conflict was about to begin. As the Starweaver waited in anticipation, the vast cosmic stage was being set for humanity's grand entrance into the galactic community. The silent plea of a stranded alien vessel had been answered, and the echoes of that response would resound across the stars for generations to come. Humanity's quantum leap. Captain Elena Chen stood on the bridge of the Earth vessel Horizonte, her eyes fixed on the holographic display showing their trajectory through space. The ship's quantum drive hummed softly, propelling them faster than any human-made object had ever traveled before. "Status report, Dr. Potol," Elena called out, her voice steady despite the excitement coursing through her veins. Dr. Arjun Potol, the ship's chief scientist, looked up from his console. "The alien distress signal remains constant, Captain. We're on course to intercept in approximately 12 hours. I must say, the technology required to broadcast across such vast distances, it's remarkable." Elena nodded, a smile playing at the corners of her mouth. "It seems our first venture beyond our solar system is going to be more exciting than we anticipated." The Horizonte was humanity's crowning achievement, the first true interstellar vessel. Its maiden voyage was meant to be a simple trip to the nearest star system and back, a proof of concept for human faster-than-light travel. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. "Captain," called out Lieutenant Saro Ocampo, the communications officer, "I've made some progress decoding the alien language. It's unlike anything in our linguistic databases, but I've identified some basic patterns. I think I can establish rudimentary communication when we arrive." Elena felt a surge of pride. This was why she had hand-picked her crew, the best and brightest Earth had to offer. "Excellent work, Lieutenant. Keep at it." As the hours ticked by, the crew of the Horizonte prepared for the unprecedented encounter. In the ship's laboratory, Dr. Patel and his team worked tirelessly to develop potential solutions for the aliens' damaged systems, extrapolating from the limited information in the distress call. In the engine room, Chief Engineer Yuki Tanaka fine-tuned the quantum drive, pushing its capabilities to the limit. "Oi, Captain," she called over the intercom, her voice tinged with her characteristic mix of excitement and concern. "I've managed to boost our speed by another 5%. We'll get there faster, but we'll be running on fumes, so to speak." "Do it," Elena replied without hesitation. Every minute could count for those aliens. As they neared their destination, Elena gathered her senior staff in the conference room. The atmosphere was charged with a mixture of anticipation and nervousness. "All right, people," Elena began, her gaze moving from one face to another. "In a few hours, we're going to make first contact with an alien species. This isn't a simulation, it's not a drill. It's the real deal, and the fate of those aliens, and potentially the future of human-alien relations, rests on our shoulders. I need everyone at their best. Dr. Patel cleared his throat. Captain, I've been analyzing the data from the distress call. Based on the degradation of their systems, I estimate they have less than 48 hours of life support remaining. We're cutting it close. Elena's jaw tightened. Then we'll just have to work faster. Yuki, as soon as we drop out of quantum, I want you ready to assess their propulsion systems. Dr. Patel, you and your team focus on their life support. Sarah, you're our voice. Make sure we can communicate clearly. As the meeting adjourned, Elena felt a hand on her shoulder. It was Dr. Marcus Lee, the ship's physician and exobiologist. Elena, he said softly, using her first name as he often did in private. Are you sure we're ready for this? We've barely mastered interstellar travel, and now we're about to encounter an advanced alien civilization. Elena met his concerned gaze with a determined one of her own. Ready or not, Marcus, it's happening. And those aliens out there, they need our help. We can't turn our backs on them just because we're nervous. Marcus nodded, a smile slowly spreading across his face. You're right, of course. It's just all those years of wondering if we were alone in the universe, and now we know we're not, Elena finished for him. And it's up to us to make a good first impression. The final hours of their journey passed in a flurry of activity. Every member of the crew felt the weight of history on their shoulders, knowing that their actions would be remembered for generations to come. As they approached the coordinates of the distress signal, Elena returned to the bridge. Drop us out of quantum helm, she ordered. The view screen flickered to life, and there it was, an alien ship, its sleek design unlike anything they had ever seen. It hung motionless against the backdrop of unfamiliar stars, a silent testament to the vastness of the universe and the shared fragility of all spacefaring beings. Open a channel, Sarah, Elena said, her voice barely above a whisper. Sarah's fingers danced across her console. Channel open, Captain. Ready when you are. Helena took a deep breath, straightened her uniform, and spoke the words that would change the course of human history forever. This is Captain Elena Chen of the Earth vessel Horizonte. We've received your distress call, and we're here to help. Please respond. For a moment, there was only silence. Then, the view screen flickered, and an alien face appeared. It was unlike anything they had imagined. Bioluminescent tendrils framed a face with multifaceted eyes and an expression that, despite its alienness, conveyed clear relief and gratitude. Greetings, Captain Chen of Earth, the alien spoke, its words translated through Sarah's hastily constructed language matrix. I am Captain Lyra Voxis of the Zephyrian research vessel Starwaver. Your arrival, it is beyond our wildest hopes. Elena smiled, hoping the expression would translate across species. We're glad we made it in time, Captain Voxis. We're preparing to dock with your vessel. Together, we'll get your ship operational again. As the Horizonte maneuvered into position, Elena felt a swell of emotion. This moment, humans and aliens working together, reaching across the cosmic divide, it was the culmination of centuries of human dreams and aspirations. Well, folks, she said to her crew, her voice filled with determination and hope, let's show the universe what humanity can do. With those words, the crew of the Horizonte prepared to embark on a mission that would not only save the Zephyrians, but also catapult humanity onto the galactic stage. Little did they know that their actions in the coming hours would ripple across the cosmos, forever changing the fate of both their species and the galaxy itself. As the airlocks engaged and the two ships connected, Elena led her team towards their historic encounter. The next chapter in humanity's story was about to unfold, and it promised to be more extraordinary than anyone could have imagined. Cosmic Crucible. The airlock hissed open, and Captain Elena Chen led her team onto the alien vessel. The corridor before them pulsed with an eerie, bioluminescent glow, casting strange shadows that danced along the organic-looking walls. Remember, Elena whispered, we're not just here to fix their ship, we're here to make history. As they rounded a corner, they came face to face with the Zephyrian crew. Captain Lyra Voxis stood at the forefront, her tendrils waving in a hypnotic pattern. Behind her, a diverse array of alien life forms watched the humans with a mixture of awe and trepidation. "Welcome aboard the Starweaver," Lyra's translated voice resonated through the humans' earpieces. We cannot express our gratitude adequately." Elena stepped forward, extending her hand in what she hoped was a universal gesture of friendship. "The pleasure is ours, Captain Voxis. Now, let's see about getting your ship back in working order." What followed was a flurry of activity as the human team spread out across the Starweaver. Dr. Patel and his science team marveled at the advanced technology, their excitement palpable as they worked to understand and repair the alien systems. In the engine room, Chief Engineer Yuki Tanaka found herself face-to-face with Prism, the Zephyrian's crystalline engineer. Despite their vastly different physiologies, the two quickly developed a rapport, their shared love of mechanics transcending the barriers of species. "Oi, this quantum matrix is bloody brilliant," Yuki exclaimed, her hands deep in a pulsating power conduit. "But look here, see how the phase alignment is off. That's why your drive failed." Prism's crystalline structure shimmered with understanding. "Fascinating. We never considered phase alignment in quantum space. Your perspective is illuminating." As the repairs progressed, Dr. Marcus Lee worked alongside the Zephyrian medical officer, a gelatinous being named Glob, to treat injured crew members. Their collaborative efforts led to breakthroughs in xenobiology that would revolutionize medical science for both species. However, just as progress seemed imminent, alarms blared throughout the Starweaver. Elena rushed to the bridge, where Lyra was frantically manipulating holographic controls. "What's happening?" Elena demanded. Lyra's tendrils writhed in distress. "The spatial rift that damaged our ship, it's expanding. If we don't seal it soon, it could tear this entire sector apart." Elena's mind raced. This was far beyond what they had prepared for, but she knew they couldn't back down now. "Dr. Petal," she called over the comm, "I need options." Arjun's voice crackled back, tinged with excitement despite the dire situation. "Captain, I have a theory. If we can reconfigure the Horizonte's quantum drive to generate an inverse tachyon field, we might be able to collapse the rift." "But that would sacrifice our way home," Yuki interjected, her voice grave. A heavy silence fell over the comm channel. Elena looked at Lyra, seeing the weight of responsibility mirrored in the alien captain's multifaceted eyes. In that moment, a silent understanding passed between them. "Do it," Elena commanded. "Yuki, work with Prism to reconfigure the drive. Dr. Patel, I need you to calculate the precise frequency needed to collapse that rift." As the crew scrambled to implement the plan, the spatial rift grew, its swirling vortex visible through the Starweaver's viewports. Arcs of energy lashed out, battering both ships. "We need to get closer," Arjun shouted over the growing chaos. "The tachyon field won't be strong enough at this distance." Elena gripped the arms of her chair. "Helm, take us in." "Lyra, can the Starweaver move?" The alien captain nodded, her tendrils intertwining with the ship's neural interface. "We'll follow your lead, Elena." The two ships moved in tandem, drawing ever closer to the maw of the rift. Inside the Horizonte, Yuki and Prism worked feverishly, their hands and appendages flying over controls as they pushed the quantum drive beyond its limits. "Ready," Yuki's voice rang out. "Now, Captain," Arjun added. Elena took a deep breath. "Initiate tachyon pulse." A beam of scintillating energy erupted from the Horizonte, meeting the spatial rift in a spectacular collision of cosmic forces. The view screen flared white, forcing everyone to shield their eyes. For a heart-stopping moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, slowly, the rift began to shrink, collapsing in on itself. "It's working," Lyra exclaimed, her tendrils glowing brightly. As the rift shrank to a pinpoint and winked out of existence, a cheer erupted across both ships. Humans and Zephyrians alike embraced, the gravity of their shared accomplishment transcending all differences. In the aftermath, as both crews worked to assess the damage and plan their next moves, Elena found a quiet moment with Lyra in the Starweaver's observation dome. "You know," Elena said, gazing out at the star-filled expanse, "we came out here hoping to prove that humanity was ready for the cosmos. I never imagined we'd end up saving a piece of it." Lyra's tendrils gently brushed Elena's shoulder, a gesture of affection the human was starting to understand. "You've done more than that, Elena. You've opened our eyes to possibilities we never considered. The Zephyrian Confederation will be forever changed by this encounter." As they stood there, an unlikely pair of captains from different worlds, Elena realized that this was only the beginning. The sacrificed quantum drive meant the Horizont couldn't return to Earth, at least not quickly. But perhaps that was for the best. They had stumbled upon a vast, unknown galaxy teeming with life and wonders beyond imagination. "So," Elena said, a smile playing on her lips, "where shall we go next?" Lyra's multifaceted eyes sparkled with excitement. "There's a Zephyrian outpost not far from here. We could start there, introduce your crew to the wider galactic community." Elena nodded, her heart racing at the possibilities. "Lead the way, Captain Voxis. It seems humanity has a lot to learn, and perhaps something to teach as well." As the Starweaver and Horizont set course for the Zephyrian outpost, neither crew could have predicted the adventures that awaited them. They had taken the first steps into a larger universe, one where the combined ingenuity of humanity and their new alien allies would be tested against cosmic threats and wonders alike. The story of Elena Chen, Lyra Voxis, and their intrepid crews was just beginning, a tale of friendship, discovery, and the indomitable spirit of sentient beings reaching for the stars. As news of their exploits spread across the galaxy, it would inspire countless others to look to the skies of hope and wonder, ushering in a new age of interstellar cooperation and exploration. The cosmic chessboard. The joint human-Zephyrian fleet, consisting of the Horizonte and the newly repaired Starweaver, dropped out of quantum space near the bustling Zephyrian outpost of Nova Lumina. The station hung in space like a glittering snowflake, its crystalline spires reflecting the light of nearby stars. Captain Elena Chen stood on the Horizonte's bridge, her breath catching at the sight. "It's beautiful," she murmured. Beside her, Captain Lyra Vox's tendrils pulsed with pride. "Welcome to the heart of the Galactic Confederation, my friends." As they approached, however, alarms blared across both ships. The comms crackled to life with an urgent message from Nova Lumina. "Unidentified vessels, you are entering restricted space. Power down your engines and prepare to be boarded." Elena and Lyra exchanged worried glances. "There must be some mistake," Lyra said, her tendrils writhing in confusion. "I'll hail them and explain." Before she could finish, a massive ship materialized out of nowhere, dwarfing both the Horizont and the Starweaver. Its sleek, predatory design sent chills down Elena's spine. "By the cosmic egg," Lyra whispered, her multifaceted eyes wide with fear. "It's the Nexus Imperium. What are they doing here, friends of yours?" Elena asked, already knowing the answer. Lyra's tendrils drooped. "Quite the opposite. They're a militaristic species that's been pushing into Confederation territory. If they're here..." The massive ship's weapons powered up, targeting both vessels. "This is Admiral Zax of the Nexus Imperium." A cold, metallic voice boomed over the comms. "Surrender immediately or be destroyed." Elena's mind raced. They were outgunned and in unfamiliar territory, but she hadn't come this far to give up now. "Lyra," she said, an idea forming. "Does your ship still have that experimental cloaking device you mentioned?" Lyra's tendrils perked up. "Yes, but it's never been tested on a ship as large as yours." "It's about to be," Elena grinned. She turned to her crew. "Yuki, prep the engines for a blind quantum jump. Dr. Patel, I need you to work with Lyra's team to extend their cloak to cover us. Sarah, send a coded message to Nova Lumina. Tell them, Tell them the Cosmic Phoenix rises. As her crew sprang into action, Elena opened a channel to the Imperium ship. This is Captain Chen of the Earth vessel Horizonte. We respectfully decline your offer and suggest you reconsider your actions. The Confederation won't take kindly to this incursion. Admiral Zax's laughter filled the bridge. Earth? Never heard of it. Your pathetic Confederation is no match for the Imperium. Prepare tow. Elena cut the transmission. Now, Lyra. In a dazzling display of technological symbiosis, the Zephyrian cloaking field enveloped both ships, rendering them invisible. Simultaneously, Yukai engaged the quantum drive, catapulting them into the unknown. They rematerialized in a nebula thousands of light-years away, the cosmic dust providing additional cover. Status report, Elena called out, her heart pounding. Cloak holding, Captain, Sarah responded. But, we're picking up a transmission. It's from Nova Lumina. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a regal-looking alien with iridescent scales. This is High Counselor Zara of the Galactic Confederation. We received your message, Cosmic Phoenix. It seems the legends were true. Elena and Lyra shared a confused look. Legends? Elena asked. Zara's scales shimmered with amusement. There's an ancient prophecy among our people. It speaks of a time when the galaxy would face its darkest hour, and salvation would come in the form of the Cosmic Phoenix, beings from beyond known space who would unite the stars. Elena felt the weight of destiny settling on her shoulders. High Counselor, we're just explorers who answered a distress call. We're not. You're exactly what we need, Zara interrupted. The Nexus Imperium has been encroaching on our territories for years. We've been too divided to stand against them. But you've already done the impossible. You've united two unknown species and evaded the Imperium's most powerful warship. Lyra's tendrils curled in excitement. High Counselor, are you suggesting? Zara nodded solemnly. Captain Chen, Captain Voxis, we need your help. Will you stand with the Confederation against the Imperium? Elena looked around at her crew, seeing determination in their eyes. She thought of Earth, so far away, and the responsibility they bore as humanity's first ambassadors to the stars. We'll do more than stand with you, Elena said, her voice filled with resolve. We'll help you push them back. What followed was a whirlwind of activity. The Horizonte and Starweaver became the nucleus of a growing resistance. Elena and Lyra's unique blend of human ingenuity and Zephyrian wisdom proved to be a formidable combination. Dr. Patel and his team worked tirelessly to adapt Earth's nascent quantum technology to Confederation ships, greatly enhancing their capabilities. Yuki and Prism's collaboration led to breakthroughs in engine efficiency that gave the Resistance a crucial speed advantage. But it was Elena's strategic mind, honed by years of studying Earth's military history, that truly turned the tide. She introduced the Confederation to concepts like guerrilla warfare and asymmetric tactics, allowing them to strike at Imperium supply lines and disrupt their command structure. As weeks turned into months, the resistance grew. Species that had long been at odds found common ground in the face of the Imperium threat. The legend of the Cosmic Phoenix spread, inspiring hope across the galaxy. Finally, after a series of daring raids and cunning maneuvers, they were ready to strike at the heart of the Imperium's invasion force. On the eve of the final battle, Elena stood in the Horizonte's observation deck, gazing at the assembled Confederation fleet. Ships of all shapes and sizes, representing dozens of species, hung in formation against the star-filled backdrop. Lyra joined her, their reflections overlapping in the transparent aluminum window. I never thought I'd see the day, the Zephyrian captain mused. Look at them all united. Elena nodded, a mix of pride and trepidation washing over her. Tomorrow, we make our stand. Win or lose, the galaxy will never be the same. As if on cue, a shimmering hologram appeared before them, High Counselor Zara, addressing the fleet. Brave souls of the Confederation, Zara's voice resonated through every ship. Tomorrow, we face our greatest challenge, but we do not stand alone. With us are the Cosmic Phoenix, the humans of Earth and their Zephyrian allies. They have shown us that our differences are our strength, that unity is born of diversity. The hologram panned across the fleet, showing determined faces of countless alien species. Let this be the dawn of a new era, Zara continued. An era of cooperation, of exploration, of peace. Together, we will forge a future among the stars. As the speech ended, a cheer erupted across the fleet, reverberating through space itself. Elena felt a swell of emotion, realizing that this moment, humans standing alongside aliens, ready to shape the destiny of the galaxy, was the culmination of humanity's long journey to the stars. "Well, Lyra," Elena said, a glint of determination in her eye, "shall we go make history?" Lyra's tendrils curled in agreement. "Lead the way, Cosmic Phoenix." As they turned to leave, neither of them noticed a small, mysterious device blinking to life in a forgotten corner of the horizonte. Its activation sent a signal hurtling through subspace, racing towards Earth at impossible speeds. The message was simple: we are not alone. Little did they know, this signal would set in motion events that would change not just the galaxy, but the very nature of humanity itself. The true test of the Cosmic Phoenix was just beginning. Echoes of eternity. The void of space erupted into a dazzling display of light and energy as the Confederation fleet engaged the Nexus Imperium's armada. At the heart of the chaos, the Horizonte and Starweaver moved in perfect synchronization, their hybrid technology allowing them to dance between enemy fire with impossible grace. Captain Elena Chen's voice rang out across the comm channels. "Remember the plan. Zephyrian cruisers focus on their shield generators. Prillic warships target their weapon systems. Horizonte and Starweaver will lead the charge to their command ship." As the battle raged, Dr. Arjun Patel made a startling discovery in the Horizonte's science lab. "Captain," he called, his voice trembling with excitement, "I've detected unusual quantum fluctuations emanating from the Imperium's flagship. It's like nothing I've ever seen." Before Elena could respond, a massive energy surge rippled through space. The Imperium's flagship began to transform, its hull shifting and morphing into an eldritch configuration that defied the laws of physics. "By the cosmic egg," Lyra gasped, her tendrils writhing in horror. "It can't be the precursors." "The who now?" Elena demanded, narrowly avoiding a barrage of enemy fire. Lyra's multifaceted eyes were wide with fear. An ancient race said to have seeded the galaxy with life eons ago, but they were supposed to be extinct. As if in response to Lyra's words, a booming voice echoed through every ship in the battlefield, bypassing all communication systems. "See Halidran of the STRs, your quarrel is meaningless. The great fealty are a plero cheers. Only they worthy shall survive." The battle came to a sudden halt as both Confederation and Imperium ships found themselves immobilized by an unseen force. The transformed Imperium flagship pulsed with otherworldly energy, drawing all vessels towards it like a cosmic whirlpool. Elena's mind raced. Everything they had fought for, everything they had believed about their place in the universe, was being challenged. But one thing remained clear: they had to act. "Arjun," she called out, "that quantum fluctuation you detected, can we replicate it?" "Theoretically, yes," the scientist replied, "but it would require more power than we've ever generated." Elena shared a look with Lyra, an unspoken plan forming between them. "Lyra, if we channel the energy from both our ships through the rift sealing technology we used before..." Lyra's tendrils curled in understanding. "It just might work. But Elena, this could destroy both our ships. We might not survive." Elena's jaw set with determination. "If we don't try, none of us will survive. This is bigger than us now." As the two captains set their desperate plan into motion, the voice of the precursor entity continued to echo. "For millennia, We AKV VVOATCAT and way ATD. Each Sci-Fi, life A emerges, EVOVAs, reach AAs folly STIs, and each Sci-Fi, it fails our test. The Horizonte and Starweaver broke free from the gravitational pull, that engines straining as they maneuvered into position. Yuki's voice crackled over the comm. Whatever you're planning, Captain, we've got about 3 minutes before our cores overload. Elena took a deep breath. Lyra, it's been an honor. Arjun, initiate the quantum pulse on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark. A blinding beam of energy erupted from the combined ships, colliding with the precursor entity in a spectacular display of cosmic fireworks. Space itself seemed to warp and bend around the point of impact. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, a ripple of energy expanded outward, washing over every ship in the battlefield. As it passed, the immobilizing force vanished, and the precursor entity's voice returned, but different, softer, almost curious. Impossible. You are different. Humans. ZEKYLINS. Separate, yet UNITD. Perhaps the SCICLE will be different. The transformed flagship began to shrink, collapsing in on itself until only a small glowing orb remained. It floated gently towards the Horizonte, passing through the hull as if it were insubstantial. Elena and Lyra rushed to the cargo bay, where they found the orb hovering, pulsing with soft light. As they approached, it projected a holographic image of a being both beautiful and terrifying in its complexity. For eons, we have sought a species worthy of inheriting our legacy, the precursor explained. Not through conquest or technological advancement alone, but through cooperation, through the ability to unite despite differences. You have shown us this potential. The orb expanded, filling the cargo bay with swirling images of stars, galaxies, and wonders beyond imagination. This is our gift to you, knowledge. Use it wisely. The true test still lies ahead. As the light faded, Elena and Lyra found themselves holding a small crystalline device. They knew, without fully understanding how, that it contained the collective wisdom of an entire civilization. The battle was over. The Imperium, without their flagship and faced with the reality of the precursors, surrendered. The Confederation fleet, awestruck by what they had witnessed, hailed Elena and Lyra as heroes. But for the two captains, this was only the beginning. As they stood in the Horizonte's observation deck, watching the stars streak by, Elena turned to her friend. You know, Lyra, when we first met, I thought I was rescuing you. Now I realize we were meant to find each other. There's something bigger at work here. Lyra's tendrils curled in agreement. Indeed, the precursors spoke of a true test. Whatever it is, I believe our two species are meant to face it together. As if in response to their words, the crystalline device in Elena's hand pulsed softly. A holographic star map appeared, showing a path leading far beyond known space. Well, Elena said, a mix of excitement and trepidation in her voice, shall we see where this road leads? Lyra's multifaceted eyes sparkled with anticipation. Together, my friend. Always together. As the Horizonte and Starweaver set course for the unknown, carrying with them the hopes of two species and the legacy of an ancient civilization, neither Elena nor Lyra could have imagined the wonders and challenges that awaited them. The age of exploration was just beginning, and humanity's greatest adventure was about to unfold. Little did they know, back on Earth, the signal sent by the mysterious device had been received. In secret laboratories and hidden boardrooms, plans were already in motion. Humanity's first steps into the galactic community would soon be followed by a giant leap, one that would shake the very foundations of the cosmos. The awakening. The Horizonte and Starweaver streaked through the cosmic void, following the star map provided by the precursor device. Captain Elena Chen and Captain Lyra Voxis stood side by side on the Horizonte's bridge, their faces illuminated by the holographic display of their uncharted course. We've been traveling for months, Elena mused, running a hand through her now longer hair. Whatever this true test is, the precursors certainly didn't make it easy to find. Lyra's tendrils pulsed with agreement. Perhaps the journey itself is part of the test. Suddenly, alarms blared across both ships. The star map flickered and expanded, revealing a massive anomaly directly in their path. "What in the name of Einstein's mustache is that?" Dr. Arjun Patel exclaimed, his fingers flying over his console. Before them lay a swirling vortex of energy, easily dwarfing both ships. Colors that defied description danced across its surface, and at its center, a pinprick of absolute darkness beckoned. "It's some kind of cosmic gateway," Lyra breathed, her multifaceted eyes wide with wonder. The precursor device in Elena's hand pulsed urgently. A voice, ancient and powerful, echoed through their minds. "This or UCIBL awaits. Enter if you dare." Elena shared a look with Lyra. No words were needed. They had come too far to turn back now. "All hands, brace for transit," Elena commanded. "Yuki, take us in." As the ships entered the vortex, reality itself seemed to bend and warp around them. Crew members experienced visions of past and future, glimpses of alternate timelines and parallel universes. For a timeless moment, they touched the very fabric of the cosmos. When they emerged, they found themselves in a realm beyond imagination. A massive ring world stretched out before them, its inner surface covered with landscapes from 1,000 worlds. At the center floated a colossal sphere of pure energy, pulsing with the power of 1,000,000 suns. "Welcome, children of the stars, to the crucible of creation." The voice came from everywhere and nowhere. As they watched, the energy sphere coalesced into a being of pure light, a precursor in its true form. "You have proven yourselves worthy of facing the final test," the being continued. "Here, at the nexus of all realities, you will shape the destiny of not just your universe, but all universes." The precursor gestured, and suddenly Elena and Lyra found themselves standing on the surface of the ring world. Around them, holographic displays showed countless alternate Earths and Zephyrias, each facing its own apocalyptic scenario. "The great filter approaches in every timeline," the precursor explained. "Climate collapse, nuclear war, artificial intelligence gone rogue, cosmic collisions. In most realities, your civilizations fall. But here, in this unique timeline, your improbable alliance has created a spark of hope." Elena's mind reeled. "Are you saying our actions here could save all these other realities?" "Not save," the precursor corrected. "Transform, guide. You have the power to nudge the cosmic dice, to subtly influence the course of countless civilizations. But beware, for every action, there is a reaction. Save one Earth, and another may fall. The cosmic balance must be maintained." Lyra's tendrils writhed with the weight of this responsibility. "How can we possibly make such choices? We're not gods." "No," the precursor agreed. "You are something far more precious. You are mortal beings who have touched the infinite. Your compassion, your drive to explore and understand. These are the qualities that will shape the future of all existence." As if to demonstrate, the precursor gestured to a nearby console. "Make a choice. Show us your wisdom." Elena approached the console, her hand hovering over the controls. She saw an Earth ravaged by climate change, its coastal cities drowned, its people suffering. With a few adjustments, she could nudge that timeline towards a technological breakthrough in clean energy. But as she was about to act, Lyra grabbed her hand. "Wait, look." On another display, they saw the consequences of that choice rippling across realities. The clean energy breakthrough led to rapid industrialization on 1,000 worlds, causing unforeseen ecological disasters. "Every choice has consequences," the precursor intoned. "This is the burden of cosmic stewardship. Are you prepared to bear it?" Elena and Lyra exchanged a long look. In that moment, they understood the true magnitude of their journey. This wasn't just about saving their own civilizations. It was about guiding the entire multiverse towards a better future. "We'll do it," Elena said firmly. "But not alone. We'll need our crews, our combined knowledge. And we'll need to find a way to communicate with our homeworlds. They deserve to be part of this decision." The precursor's form brightened, as if pleased. "A wise choice. You have taken the first step on a journey that will span eons. Use the crucible well, Cosmic Phoenix. The fate of all realities rests in your hands." As the full implications of their new roles sank in, Elena and Lyra turned to face their crews, who had been transported to the ringworld's surface. The looks of awe and determination on their faces mirrored the captain's own feelings. "Well, folks," Elena addressed them, her voice strong despite the enormity of the task ahead, "it looks like we've got our work cut out for us. Who's ready to save the multiverse?" A cheer went up from humans and Zephyrians alike. As they began to explore their new home and the incredible tools at their disposal, Elena couldn't help but smile. They had started this journey as simple explorers, and now they stood at the crossroads of all existence. But even as they celebrated, a nagging doubt lurked in the back of Elena's mind. The signal they had unknowingly sent to Earth, what consequences had that set in motion? And were they truly the only beings to have reached this point, or were there other forces at work in the vast tapestry of the multiverse? As if in answer to her unspoken questions, a small alert chimed on one of the Crucible's displays. Elena's eyes widened as she read the message. "NOMALYDTTTD. Unknown entity APPYO Cheng through SUBSPACE. Estimated arrival imminent." The journey of the Cosmic Phoenix was far from over. In fact, it seemed the greatest adventures and challenges still lay ahead. As a new chapter in the cosmic saga began, one thing was certain: the universe would never be the same again.